Hello, Clutter Warrior, and today, Junior Clutter Warrior. That's right. Today, we're going to be talking about organizing for kids, and this is part one of a multi-part series. We'll see how many parts there actually are to this. So many of you listeners are asking about, and certainly over my career, people have asked me, how do I work with my kids? I really want my kids to get and stay organized. So there's a couple of things here. First of all, we're going to talk about how to make it easy for your kids to organize. We're also going to talk about your mindset around organizing. And the first thing that I'm going to suggest to you as a parent is to adjust your expectations. If you've got small kids, the goal is for them to learn behavior over time. They're not your little helpers. They're not a task rabbit. They're not somebody that you've delegated to, particularly if they're small children. They are learning, and the degree to which they can grasp these concepts, certainly the organizational triangle, one home for everything, like with like, something in, something out is really for you. You can instruct them when a new toy comes in. Why don't we let a toy go? They might cry about it. They might have strong feelings about, I love that. I don't want to let that go. And then it's an opportunity. It's an invitation for a teachable moment about, I know that you love that. And if you want this new toy, we're going to have to let one of them go. So which one would you like to share with other children? So that it becomes both about letting something go and, like for so many of us, where's its next home going to be? And if it's going to a friend or a cousin or a sibling, it's easier sometimes for the children to grasp, I won't have it in my immediate sphere anymore, but it's going to a good home. It's not mommy or daddy or some adult is not throwing it away. They're not just taking it away from me because I'm bad. We're passing it along and we're letting somebody else benefit from it. So your parents, I don't need to tell you that this is not easy, that it isn't always going to be fun, that there's a certain degree of tedium that comes with having to teach something over and over again. And part of that mindset is holding on to and embracing the fact that kids learn differently than we do as adults. And it takes what it takes for them to grasp this. So any of your impatience around, oh, would you just connect the dots already? Whatever that looks like for you, you'll want to process that on your own time. All right. So when we think about the organizational triangle, one home for everything and like with like, and we think about establishing those homes for kids, the first thing is you want the bins that you're going to put things in to be large and not to have any lids on them. You want it to be pretty. We collectively, you and I as your coach, want it to be easy for the kids to use. So the fewer obstacles there are for them to putting things away, the easier it will be for them to put things away. If they are pre-verbal or they're still learning words and words are somewhat abstract to them, picture keys on the outside of each tub indicating what goes in it is helpful. And again, I wouldn't make them small and bespoke. I would make them large and very easy to see. At a glance across the room, you can see that that is the tub for Lego. That's the tub for Barbies. That's the tub for plush toys, so that we don't have to guess at what the little picture is because you want it to be discreet. We want it, these tubs belong to the kids in essence. You are the shepherd of the tubs, but the tubs are for the kids. And so we want them to be easily interactable for the kids. Beyond that, so we've got no lids. We've got pictographs on the outside or words, if they've got words or pictures and words. don't get overly attached to the labels. The labels can change as your kids mature. Then another thing to think about, and I was talking with my assistant, Kristen, about this earlier today. The idea is, let's put one thing away at a time. Like, let's put one Barbie away at a time. Let's put one piece of Lego away at a time. You might think, well, they're all Legos. Why can't they just scoop them all up and put them in the tub? They can under your supervision. And if we are trying to teach them how to do it, we want to be able to do that slowly and consistently, and we want to repeat it over and over again until it becomes a habit. It's no different than potty training the kids, or teaching them to brush their teeth, or teaching them to tie a shoe, or button a shirt, or pull up a zipper. All of these things, it takes what it takes for each child to grasp these things. So your job as their coach is to be patient and to not mind repeating yourself over and over again as they learn these concepts. And the less they have to do to get a win, not unlike us as adults, the quicker they will grasp the concept, and you'll have a foundation to begin to build upon. So in recapping, right? We've got your mindset needs to be adjusted into accepting that you are teaching them how to do it, and that they are not your little helpers helping you put stuff away. They can trail behind you while you're putting stuff away. That's not the same thing as teaching them to put things away. And both are valid. Both are probably required to keep your home somewhat tidy and functional. Just don't conflate the two of them in expecting them to put their toys away or their stuff away with the same degree of efficiency and attention to detail that you bring to your own efforts. So that's you as the mindset piece. Then when we think about them, remember tubs, large tubs, uniform content. So we don't, unless you want a jumble of toys or clothes in a tub, better to keep them discrete so that each tub contains only one type of item. And if that's Barbies or dolls, great. And we can also put some sort of a pictured label on the outside. When we come back and discuss this next time, we'll get into more nuanced things around dealing with tweens, teens, kids that can distinguish things and pick up multiple items at a single time. But for now, I just wanted to give you some starters so that you can get started. And even if you have older children, you can still revisit how are you storing things for them to make sure that you are not creating any overt or covert obstacles to them creating structure for themselves in their spaces and employing the organizational triangle. Again, at least the first two legs, one home for everything and like with like, so that they can start to learn these behaviors themselves. That's it for today. I'll be back with you again real soon.